It's your guy who was never lying, sometimes defiant. TP waited.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs.
Sometimes defiant, sometimes defiant, sometimes defiant, sometimes
Hey, Shirley, man, hope I never get back in there. I will kick your ass.
sometimes defiant.
It's your guy who was never lying, sometimes defiant.
Known as all you want to. We built for this shit. We don't fold, motherfucker. We don't fucking fuck.
I got you better than this.
Sometimes defiant.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Knocks, episode 1, featuring the best team in the whole wide world, the New York Football Giants. Listen, incredible episode, and I know I've said this before, but I'm gonna keep saying it with hopes of a future. But I love the behind the scenes of the off season thing, but I could only imagine on what this thing would be like if this was carried out throughout training camp. But anybody who bleeds blue, if you call yourself a Giants fan, there is just absolutely no way you did not enjoy this episode. There's just no way, man. There's just no way. And for all the Daniel Jones lovers like myself, pause. That was probably one of my favorite segments. That was probably the favorite segment of mine in the whole episode was Daniel Jones, portion of it. That just got me dumb hype, man. I loved it. I think they did a great job for episode 1. It definitely just was a nice teaser, and it made you want to, tune in for the second one as soon as it shows, man. But incredible first episode. So let's talk about a few things, man, that they kind of revealed. They didn't hold back at all on this first episode. They went straight for the gusto. They talked about the running back situation, and there's more to come in the conversation, but they really did a good behind the scenes capturing of what the thinking process for the running backs situation is concerned. Here's a list of running backs that was mentioned and they brought up that was, potentially on the radar. We had Zach Moss, you had Tony Pollard, you had DeAndre Swift, and you had Josh Jacobs. I just appreciated the fact that out of all of those names, man, they took the time to go through each of those guys and explain the strengths and weaknesses of these gentlemen. And I just thought it was dope to kind of hear, that thinking process alone. I think it was pretty accurate for the most part, but I also believe that they kind of shortchanged DeAndre Swift ability. If you look at that list that we just named, do you believe that Devin Singletary was the best choice? You got Tony Pollard, who has capabilities. You have DeAndre Swift, who, in my opinion, may have been the best running back that was named. I'm not, don't get it twisted. I'm not mad at getting Devin Singletary, but when you just see those list of names as consideration, it makes you think, man. Like, damn, could we have went harder and got somebody else? Um, but again, I'm not mad at the Devin Singletary, and I think they explained it well on why they kept their eye on him. And I think they did just a great job on just capturing the essence of the room and everybody's true thinking process. They also hinted and showed a little bit of what getting Brian Burns was like. I I personally I would have saved releasing that Brian Burns clip that they released right before the showing. I would have saved that clip. That was a that was an incredible clip to show for all the football nerds that is out there that love seeing the behind the scenes stuff. I think they made a mistake showing that too early. They already gave us, the meeting that we had that they showed with Bowen talking to everybody and just him explaining, uh, what he wanted the defense to look like and who uh, we needed to target to get in free agency for the defense. I think that clip was enough. So to add that clip just really just showing them at a pro day chopping it up and the Panthers kind of hinting at the fact like, listen, if you want Brian Burns, he's on the table. That was a dope watch, man. That was a dope watch. But again, I personally, just as far as directing is concerned, I probably would have saved that clip and you would have had to seen that during the episode, man. But here's some names that they also brought up. They brought up Chris Jones. They brought up Chris Jones, and I thought that was wild, man. I thought that was wild. The fact that he was even in consideration. Um, can you imagine Dexter Lawrence and Chris Jones? Can you even fathom that right there? Like that would be absolutely crazy. Uh, who would you rather get? Who would you rather get? Would you rather get Brian Burns? Would you rather get a Chris Jones? They mentioned Christian Watkins. He's a best friend of Dexter Lawrence. But I think that was just something that was just brought up. I don't think it was a serious consideration. Your Papa Lou was popping, man. Yeah, so I think that was also dope to just even see those names being brought up. Again, I will take Brian Burns. I think a team that can cause havoc in that pass rush on both ends with the Kayvon Thibodeau on the other side is going to do a lot more for your defense in the passing game as well. I just can see it in my head, man. I can just see it being just straight torture for teams to come, man. Papa Lou says this episode gave us as fans just enough so far. Yes, sir, man. Like I said, I completely agree. I think this was an incredible first episode, man. Incredible first episode. It definitely did its job because I if you just correlate this to boxing, right? The first episode, the first round, that's your fill out round, and that's just enough to kind of show. Look, I may have a little strength, or I may be a little quicker than you may think. That's the fill out round. This first episode, I like how they got kind of straight to business. And I'm a football nerd for all this shit, man. So this behind the scenes stuff, it was just a good watch, man. It was a good watch. I definitely loved the first episode. One thing also that I wrote a note down about is Coach Dable and Coach Wings beef. Now they didn't have a segment about it. They kind of, mentioned it for a little bit and then got out of it. But I definitely think shit got heated for sure. I maybe can overthink it a little bit, but when Coach Dable was talking to Joe Schoen and he was reading down the statistics of getting Coach Bowen on board and things like that. One thing that he said was, "Man, can you imagine?" Like, yo, like, no, he said, "Man, can you bring me a defense that can stop the run?" I took that as a clear shot to Coach Wink, man. And that's only because of the rumors that also circulated that there was just a lot of blame going back and forth between Coach Dable and Coach Wink. And I think that was kind of a way of Coach Dable to kind of say, yo, if you give me a defense that can stop the run, we could have done a little more. Now, whether that's accurate or not, I don't personally agree with that. But I feel like that was how he was, addressing that situation. Yes, it was a shot. Okay, so you peeped it too. Okay, I'm not tripping then, man. So I definitely think, yeah, it was like a low key shot. Yeah, man. What else am I missing? Overall, man, it was like a 40-minute episode. I tuned in as soon as it turned to 9 o'clock. I actually rushed home from the gym to make sure I was on time, man. For Giants fans, man, that is just dehydrated from just Giants anything right now. This was incredible, man. This was definitely something that hydrated us, man. I want to give a shout out, man, to just Hard Knocks in general, man. This is something that I've watched as a kid. This is something that I always loved. Again, yes, I would love for it to be the training camp version, but they just do a great job of just capturing certain moments, man, and they really feed the fans in a way that nowhere else is really doing it, man. They wanted a weapon in the draft from the jump. Oh, I am so glad you brought that up. Thank you. I'm so glad you brought that up. Because for all of the Daniel Jones haters, for everyone who was, hopping on the news thinking that Joe Schoen really wanted this quarterback in the draft and all of that crap, no, sir. And y'all can finally put that to bed. He wants Daniel Jones as his quarterback. He hasn't stopped believing in Daniel Jones. And he is someone who also understands that if that O-line doesn't do their job, no quarterback is going to save them. That O-line was the catalyst, and they even had a little, reel when they shown people whipping Daniel Jones' ass. And I'm glad that they put the blame on the O-line and not all of it on Daniel Jones. Yes, they mentioned, that it's a hot seat for him this coming up season as well. But I'm glad that they didn't try to dress it up like Daniel Jones is the issue or the problem. So, yes, they wanted to clearly get Malik Neighbors. They wanted a weapon. And, y'all could put that, them wanting a quarterback, searching for a quarterback shit to bed. Put it to bed. So, Daniel Jones is our quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look, as a Giants fan, at some point, man, you have to really say to yourself, are you going to be a part of the problem or are you going to be a part of the solution? He's our guy, whether you like it or not. So if you start cheering before the season even starts for somebody else to be QB1, you are part of the problem. And I question your fandom. Because how do you want us to win and you part of the pressure? I understand that you may not, be a fan of Daniel Jones or any certain player. But when it's set in stone like it is now, when Daniel Jones is clearly QB1, it's time for you to put that shit to bed, and it's time for you to hop on board and come to terms with the fact that he's our guy. So start giving him more salutes. Start looking at some positive. Because if you can't find a positive in Daniel Jones, man, I'm gonna go ahead and label you as a hater. Sean said this is the year of DJ. So we'll see. Yeah, man. And that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for everybody, man. Is to give it a shot. Wait and see. Wait and see. Just don't, you know what I mean? Don't be a part of the destroying the man and building them down. I mean, and crushing them down. I mean, he's our QB1. He's our guy. He's our guy. The locker room believes in him for the most part, I would say. This organization believes in him. Look, fan base, you got to get behind him, man. You got to get behind him. Again, I'm not trying to stripe you away from whatever opinion that you have, but at the end of the day, this is set in stone, man. He's the guy. He's the guy. So it's time for you to, you know, put your personal opinions aside and have some type of faith and hope that things will go well. I believe in him. Yeah, man. Look, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Again, I'm somebody who is going on ledge saying that I believe in Daniel Jones. Now, either I'm going to look crazy or I'm going to look how I always look. Like the man. Like I know what I'm talking about. Like I watch my team. So, I mean, all we have to do now is just wait and see, man. That's all we can't really do, man. Let's just wait and see. Let's see what happens. And again, that was my favorite segment of the episode, man. That Daniel Jones in the weight room, you know, getting his therapy in, have his little moment. I love it, man. I love it. And I hope it made all you Daniel Jones haters pissed. I hope that shit made y'all mad. But that shit was hard to me, man. Pause. That shit was hard. So, yeah, man. I hope I'm not forgetting too much more, man. Again, I just thought it was a dope episode, man. In the very beginning of the episode, for all the young Giant fans, you know, it went back in time and it went back into the heydays, man, and really did a little quick glimpse of what our history was like, excuse me. And I think that was even dope, because sometimes you got to really remind motherfuckers, man. You got to remind them, you know, don't get it twisted. The New York Giants is that organization, man. We are them guys. You know, we don't forget. Yeah, that was fire. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. And also another fun fact that I did not know. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I did not know this, but the fact that the defense chant, the defense, the fact that was created from Giants fans. Oh my God, we are fucking legendary, man. We are legendary. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. That was created from Giants fans and Yankee Stadium, man. So definitely, look, we on top, man. We on top. And we are the best organization in the NFL, man, and football. I don't care who they label as America's team. I don't care who they label as the dynasty right now. I don't care who they try to hype up, man. Don't let anybody try to strip you away from the actual history. Every time we have a conversation and you bring up your Bulls, let them know that it counts, because they will try to strip you away from that in debates and conversations. No, sir. History is all that we can stand on, man. And even in this time that we get to witness the New York Giants with your own eyes, you are a part of history, man. Word, I know that chant came from the town, Old Ehart. Yes, man. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm definitely bringing that shit up when it comes to debates, man. When it comes to debates, I really don't. Me personally, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't want the title of America's team, but I just don't see how we are not. I just don't see how we are not, because we really like that. We are really like that. All in all, man, look, that's that, man. Episode 1 again, fire. I just hope that I'm not missing out on anything. Like I said, I took a couple notes, some stuff that stood out. I think that this is actually a more dope series than I originally thought it would be, man. I think that they doing a great job at getting access to a coach and a GM, man, who is really for the most part like wizards as far as the thinking process. They don't really like to be figured out. They want to keep you on your toes. I think they appreciated the fact that the league was going around talking about the Giants wanting to get a quarterback in the draft. Meanwhile, they're looking at a whole different direction. Joe Shane really reminds me of somebody who just loves to play that mental game, man. Who loves to be somebody who is a smart GM, man. So again, just a dope episode, man. I can't say that enough. Just a dope episode, man. Thank y'all for just rocking with me, man. Tuning in. We are going to do this next Tuesday. We are on it. Stay tuned. My man Papa Lou, he says, facts, bro. We are locked in. I believe this will bring out something different for our entire organization moving forward and heading, to the practice games this year, fam. Yeah, most definitely, man. That one thing I said on one of my videos is that I just feel like the locker room is healthy, man. I feel just a great vibe, It's not to just bring up anybody else in this conversation, but you think about the Dallas Cowboys right now. They have a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit going on in their locker room. And it just doesn't seem healthy. And it does, and I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times. Even when I played ball, I've witnessed it. When that locker room isn't healthy, it will translate to on that field, man. I'm telling you, it will translate to on the field. So I definitely believe that's something that Dallas is going to have to worry about. But I believe that that's something that's going to be an advantage of ours, man. I think we're in a real healthy state, and training camp, I think we're going to get after it, and I think it's going to be nice and competitive, man. I think it's going to be dope. My wife got the tickets for the draft. I was in a locker this year. Oh yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Yeah, man. I'm in Michigan, man, and that's something that I definitely wish that I can witness one of these years. But I actually attended the draft myself, so I had boots on the ground at the draft. It was hard. It was epic out there in Detroit. Again, I mean, there was a lot of Giants fans out there. They was representing. That's why I low key can't wait to they kind of show more of what it was like during that draft period. You never know, man. I did a few interviews out there, so you never know, man. I may be on Hard Knocks. You never know. But yeah, that's definitely dope, man. Being able to just, walk in that locker room and get that vibe, man. Man, that's hard. And shout out to your wife, man. Shout out to all the wives, man, of Giants fans that's holding it down and doing things that is near and dear to our hearts, man. That's dope. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, man. Log off. I'm a giant salute to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I got a lot of work to do, but I can't do it without your support, man. Look, if you are a Giants fan that's already on, tell another Giants fan, man, that we going hard all year round. This season, you don't want to miss it, man. You don't want to miss it. The content that I'm going to be pushing out this year, stupid. Stay tuned to my NFC East soldiers, where we have a representative from each division. We chop it up. Come go look at some of our past joints. We got one coming up very soon. Yeah, so we pushing out a lot of content this way. You don't want to miss it, man. I'm telling you. On that note, giant salute to each and every one of you, man. Again, thank you for rocking with me. Till next time. Peace.